I can't believe it, on day 8. Wow, this has whizzed past. I was thinking at the beginning of this 10-day program, thinking about all the stuff that we had to get through, and it has just gone so, so fast. I am so proud of all of you done so far, the uptake in it all, the homework that I've been seeing, just all of it has been amazing, absolutely amazing. You're really inspiring me. You're really doing yourselves really proud, and I know some of you are going to be watching this on replay as well and are still catching up with the rest, but just amazing, absolutely amazing. So day 8, 2 days to go. This is kind of the last focus area of our cycle that we looked at in terms of strategy. We looked at vision, and we looked at your business planning and how you view your business. We looked at connecting in terms of customer and team, so who your customer was for both areas, and your target audience then, and aligning that to then be able to position and be intentional with your marketing and attraction. And then obviously the team side of it all. And then we are now on action. So the reason this gets a category on the cycle on its own, from what I put together, is because it is so, so, so important. You can plan, you can have a strategy, you can do training development, you can read books, you can watch lives, you can do all of that, but unless you put it into action and you are accountable for your actions, you aren't going to see the success that you expect. And it is down to you and to you alone. I can give you loads of tools, loads of tips, loads of support, but it's down to you ultimately. None of this is going to work without you putting in those actions consistently and committedly, with passion, excitement, and just pure love for what you do. So, that being said, let's crack on with action and let's get going with some of these tasks. Now, obviously, as part of the other tasks, you've had actions every day, and I know you've been working through those, but this is kind of building on that and just kind of putting it all together, and then talking a little bit about some real activities for you to do with your business and how to go forward. Just some kind of surefire winners that will give you no excuses in getting that success that you want. So let's talk about the everyday, because every day is key. Your commitment and your consistency has to be there every single day. Now, I'm not saying work yourself to the minimum, and leaving yourself completely overwhelmed, tired and everything else, and not spending time with your family. This is a flexible business that works around you. When I talk about being consistent every single day, it is about making sure that you invest efficient time so that you are doing revenue generating tasks every single time. Everything you need to do, you need to be thinking about, is this going to bring in revenue? If it's not, why are you doing it? And sometimes it's direct and sometimes it's indirect. Self-development won't necessarily give you a direct line to revenue, but you know that it will indirectly. You know that by investing some time in that it is going to bring you revenue, as long as it's the right things and you're focusing in the right areas. When we talk about all of these activities and all of this time and action, you still need to be aware of business hours. You still need to be clear on when you are working and when you are not. And yes, it does overlap sometimes. That's a little bit of the nature of having your own business. You do need to make time for it if you want it to work. If you allow time to be an excuse, then it won't work. You can make this fit in as little time as an hour a day if you are prepared, you've planned, you know your position, you know where you are with your market, and you attack it in that power hour. You can fit this business into that. There's still more you could be doing. You could do more than an hour, but I'm saying as a minimum, to really get somewhere with this business, a power hour every day will get you so far. So don't ever use time as an excuse, because it just won't wash. If you want this, you either want it or you don't, and you will make that time work. And you can fit so much in efficiently with an hour, but you're going to have to be planning and time management on all of those kind of things to make that work. Otherwise, you are going to need more time. And if you have more time to do things, then obviously utilize that time, but plan it so that you aren't missing out on the things that this business does allow. But you do have to be mindful of your actions and actually put that time and effort in and that energy. If you don't, then it won't work. So, as we were talking about, consistency all the time. Consistency is key. You have to not give up. If you are posting in your group and you are not getting into any interaction, first, look at what you're posting. Is it right for that target audience that we talked about the other day? Is it something that's attracting people in? Is it images that look good? Is it things that are going to stop the scroll? Is it the words? Are they speaking to people? Are they relatable? Is it a story? If you're doing all those things and you're still not getting much interaction, then you're clearly doing the right thing, or you need to just adjust your target market and just look at those wording. The point is to be consistent, because if you're consistent, you're going to keep going forward and forward and forward. And it might take time. People want to see that you're there every day. They want to know that this just isn't a flash in the pan, that you're not going to be taken seriously. So that consistency takes time to build. People need to build that relationship and the trust. It's all part of that know, like and trust model that we spoke about earlier in the week. So that is why consistency is really key. And commitment as well. Like I've said, you need to be committed to your cause. You need to be believing in what you're doing so that people can believe in you and buy into you. None of the people that you see as successful in this business, whoever that might be, they have not got there without consistent action, consistent drive, and working hard. This business isn't hard work, but you do have to work hard. You have to put that effort and energy into your business to make it work. It's not hard. It's not hard to make some samples and get them out and share a catalogue and talk to people about what you love and why you love it. That's not hard. The hard bit is just continually going and giving those actions every day. It's working hard. It's not hard work. But none of the successful people that you see have got there by just randomly doing things every now and again. It doesn't work that way. A business cannot work with you being random. It has to be consistent and committed. They have strong whys, they have set goals, they have plans, they know what they're working, they have an agenda, they work to that, they have power hours, they reflect daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever it is, they reflect all the time. And they show up every day committed to their cause and with the actions needed to get there. They never let excuses block their path. And if they do, they're accountable for that. And they know that's the reason that they haven't done what they needed to do. And they then work harder another time, or they take a little step back, they have a reflect, and then they go again. There's no problem with things getting too much sometimes. You're poorly, something's going on in family life, that's fine. Try and be consistent still every day. Schedule some posts when you've got 5 minutes just to keep being there. But just take that time back if you need it, of course. But don't expect it to be running as fluently as if you'd been there every day doing it all. But just know to do the bare minimum, make sure you're consistently being seen where you can. And they face challenges head on. And this is really key. They don't fear the no. They don't fear failure. They see it as a challenge. I don't ever worry about someone saying no to me. I don't worry about going to a party and not getting a qualifying order. It just doesn't bother me at all, because I just know that if I don't try, I won't get the result. And that's what I want. And the more I try, the more I learn. I learn where I could have improved. I learn where someone might have wanted something else, or I've forgotten something, and I learn for next time to make sure that that is included. All of those kind of things, you just have to take it as a learning curve. You can't take it as it's gone wrong, that's it, this doesn't work. Because I tell you now, it does work. All of these tasks, all of these methods, all of these techniques that we talk about all the time work. 100%. If you're not getting sales, it's something that you're not doing, rather than it being the process. It'll be the way you're delivering it, the way that you've written a post hasn't appealed to your customers, the way your images aren't appealing to your customers, you're not talking to enough people, you're not being excited enough, you're not being passionate enough. It's about looking at the way you do it, because these tools do work. When you put them all together and you are consistent and committed, they work. But you've got to not fear it. You've got to just step out of that comfort zone and do it if you really want this. And just learn from everything that you can. Whenever something goes wrong, just take a step back and look and reflect at what you could have done better, where you could change it in the future. It's all about that plan, do, review. You plan it, you do it, and then you review it. If it's gone great, you take out all those good points and you don't worry about anything that's negative if it's gone really well. Sometimes there's still something you can pick up though and tweak and think that could be even better if I did this. On every aspect, this isn't just done in a party or something like that. On every aspect of your business, you need to do that review stage. And then if something's gone wrong or it's not gone right at all, then again, review it. Where did it go wrong? What didn't you do? Did you not prepare the host? Did you not post for a week? You know, all these kind of things. Just look at where it went wrong. Just dig deep into it and don't be afraid to do that, to then work out where you can go forward with it. So set up specific daily, weekly, monthly tasks and plan it in. Have an agenda. Have a plan where you can do this. So I'm just going to try and find my monthly agenda. So this isn't a complete one. This is just something that, I don't know if you'll be able to see it well. This is just in my agenda book. But this is my month. I have things confirmed in there. So for example, on the 3rd of every month, I'll do team recognition emails, and anyone that's on tick, I will email. I've got my coaching calls booked in. I've got points where I'm away so I can't do things so I know and can prepare. I've got parties planned in there. I've got all kinds of things, doing promotion emails and promotion certificates and stuff, because I always do that after payroll. So that's in there. They're my monthly plan activities. And then weekly, I look ahead at the week. I'm going to try and find it now. So this is, what week are we on now? This is last week. So for example, again, I've got everything in there and you can see it's ticked. So day 3, you can see up there, vision part 2, that's me delivering the this training. You can look at that I'm doing deliveries, I'm knowing where I'm going before I start that week. And then I'll add to it with daily tasks as well. And that's in addition to my power hour that I do every single morning without fail. My power hour is I get up, I wake up, I get a cup of tea, and then whilst Annabelle's having her breakfast and stuff, I'll crack on with my power hour. I will follow up with everybody that I need to using my Maven app or whichever method works for you. Do your follow up. I post in my group, in my team group. I schedule a few posts for the day. I edit some photos that I've taken that I haven't sorted yet and put my logo on or whatever. I connect with some new people. So I'll message a couple of people, ask to take a borrow bag, ask someone for the first time about having a party, all of those kind of things. Mention to somebody that I've just thought of that would be great for joining. I'll have that conversation as well. And it'll be about an hour, and then I'll get ready, I'll get going, and I'll get on with my day. And then I'll work on my daily tasks or my weekly tasks or my monthly tasks in the rest of the day. But that power hour sets me up. It sets up my day, it guides me where I'm going, and it gives me those accountable actions that I need to do every single day. And it means then that I've got all of that out of the way, I'm done, and I've got a clear agenda, a clear head for everything else that needs to happen that day. So, have a marketing plan. This training program will have hopefully enabled you to have a marketing plan. It's enabled you to work out where you are now, where you want to be, where you want your business to go, who your customers are, what your attraction marketing is then going to look like, who your team, a dream team is, and who you're going to be looking at who would be great on your team, and then how you're going to build on that. And then it's looking at the actions. This is your marketing plan, and you can use this as your structure as to where you want to get to. This is the point of this course, is to try and get you that plan of action and strategic way that you are looking at your business in the right mindset, excuse me. Have plans all the time for growing new customers. It is a continuous cycle. You get a customer, they buy from you, you follow up from them, they have a party, you meet new people, you then go along with the next customer. They order from you, you follow up with them, you try and get them to have a party, they order from you, they have another party, another cycle starts for each person. It's continuous, it has to be continuous. You have to be continuously growing new customers. You cannot be relying on the same customers all the time to keep coming back very regularly. Things change. Also, once they've got several warmers, all they then need is the consumables and other products that we do. So you focus your area around that. You focus your area on gifts and presents for people from them. but you're not necessarily going to be focusing on warmers once you know that they've got one for every room of their house and beyond. And also in that cycle is asking them to join your team. And if they join your team, then them and that cycle of people that you met during that party are obviously going to be sidelined to them. So that circle will just park over there and you'll support them in a different way. And then you'll need to find a new circle. It is continuous, absolutely continuous, about gaining new customers, sponsoring new people and having those conversations. You need to be looking at challenges, you need to be problem solving in terms of you, but also in terms of customers that are a bit worried about having a party or a bit worried about joining the team. All of those things, you need to be looking at solving those problems for people, adding value. And you need to be accountable, you need to be inspiring yourself, you need to be committed. No one can do this for you. I can't do it for you. I can give you tools and support, but it's ultimately down to you to go off and do those tasks from this, because if you aren't accountable, you won't be driven enough to be doing it, and therefore it won't work. It has to come from within you. So let's talk about actions more specifically. We've talked about attractive marketing and being a magnet to your target audiences, but what else do you need to do? So the connection and action part go hand in hand, as I said, which is why it feeds into that circle that I designed for this course. We all know the basics of getting our products out there in front of new people to grow, and that's the next stage. So we had vision, we had connect, we have action, and then that flows into grow, and that's a natural process. So we're not actually covering grow specifically in a module of this training program. This is the last real training element of the course. Tomorrow we have a guest speaker, and the final day, which will be Monday, we'll just be having a review of the course, looking at some of the things that you've used to grow, and then some top tips as well, just kind of some business hacks really to get you thinking about. So these kind of help you grow, and these are things that we're just going to recap that you all know. There is specific training on each of these tasks in our team group. On Workstation too, there's lots of resources on there for different ways of listening to it or reading it, or however you associate your learning the best. Just kind of look for those tools. So let's look at those actions. Parties. Number one way of introducing multiple people at once to Sensi is through home parties. Having a host a party for you, getting their friends round, having a scented evening. Don't necessarily have to call it a party. A lot of people are turned off by that. So again, it's knowing your audience. Parties work. Perhaps that word doesn't work for your customers, and that's a different kettle of fish. And this is part of that review process. If you come to me and say, I can't get anyone to have a party, my immediate response was, how have you asked them? What have you said? What questions have you asked? How many people have you asked? How have you put it? So there are so many different ways to ask about a party and get those booked in. You could say, why don't you just have some friends over and I'll bring my Sensi and we'll just have a really scented evening. If they don't mind the word party, ask them to host a party. If it's a friend and you're really looking to push parties and get started with them, ask some friends just to help you out. Message them. Say to them, I really want to start doing parties. I'm really nervous. Would you mind holding one so I can practice? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. Just add in the fact that they're likely to get free goodies. I always give my host a gift regardless. That's up to you. But I always give them a little gift at the beginning of the party so that they know at the beginning it doesn't matter what happens. I'm just grateful that they've allowed me that introduction to some of their friends and allowed that opportunity. So I give them a little gift. But you don't have to do that. They could get free stuff anyway if they go out and qualifying order. So just play on that. Just say, look, you know, get all your friends around. We'll just have a few drinks and nibbles and have a chat. And I'll just have my warmers out on the side and the tester pots. And we'll just have a chat about it if they want to. Keep it really informal. Just however it works for your friends and your family and your customers. Just word it the way you need to. A scented evening, some drinks and sniffing, a party, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure it's right for your audience. But also around that is online parties, it's basket parties, pouch parties, whatever you want to call them. They work in multiple different ways, in multiple different avenues. So an online one can be on your own group, just for you and your customers. You can ask people to invite people to it as well. But you could do like a clearance party. You could do obviously a new season party. You could just do a middle season party just because you haven't shown everything for a while. You could do parties for other people, so they might not live very locally, so you could do that. You could send up a pouch with some of the testers and stuff, some catalogues, so they've got something physical, and then they can watch you online. Going live in that is obviously amazing, because they get to know you and they get to hear about it a bit more, which can have more impact, but you don't have to, it can just be posts. Or a basket party stroke pouch party, where you have elements of our business in a basket, and they take it to work, they take it wherever they go, with some catalogues, some samples and things to look at. There are multiple ways of doing that. Borrow bags. Again, borrow bags are amazing, but not everyone understands what a borrow bag is, so don't use that word. If you're not getting any luck from doing a post or whatever else from borrow bags, word it differently, and don't just rely on posting. Message people, take a bag with you when you go somewhere, and make it your goal to hand it out to somebody while you're there. Give it to a school mum at the gate, give it to a dance club mum when you're there, or rainbows or brownies, wherever you're going. Take one out and don't come back with it. Don't just rely on posts. But if you are relying on posts and you aren't getting anywhere with borrow bags, word it differently. A product tester. I want someone who hasn't tried Scentsy before to just borrow this and let me know what they think. There's loads of different ways of wording it. Borrow bag, people outside of Scentsy won't know what a borrow bag is. They might get a gist of it, but they don't know what it is. Make it clear that what it is, how it works, what they have to do. And make it really exciting. Use good pictures. Again, use that branding and attraction marketing we talked about to really pull people in. Sample packs, obviously getting people that are a bit further away. Think about your sample packs, what the experience is with your sample packs, what do they look like, how good are they, do people go for them, are you struggling to get them out? If you are, then just have a think about the way you're asking for them. Set one up, put it in a pretty picture and show it off and show how it works. All of those things, changing it up and reviewing what you do if they're not currently working. And make sure, this is a massive point, if you're sending out sample packs, you need to follow up with that person in a couple of days when they've had it. Make sure they've got it first of all, and then follow up again and say, what did you think? And get some feedback from them. And then again, don't just rely on posting. Talk to people, message people and ask them how they, have they heard of Scentsy? Would they mind trying a sample pack for you and letting you know what you think? Like I said, around the party, sip and sniffs, inviting a couple of people round, or just going round to someone's house or meeting at a coffee place. Take your tester pots with you. Have that sniffing session with some catalogues as well. Tester pots, they need to be working for you. You buy them as part of a business tool, but they shouldn't just be stuck at home all the time. You need to be getting them out for people to smell new scents, to be understanding what's come out, what their variation is for people, because everyone likes different things, and there's over 80 odd scents. So, get them in front of people. Follow up is massive. We obviously talked lightly about it there in a couple of things, but follow up is huge. There's something massive statistic, I don't know off the top of my head, something like 60% of people don't come back unless they're followed up with. If you don't follow up with a customer, they'll just disappear off the radar because they're waiting for you to get in contact. This is a personalised networking relationship business. You need to be working your follow-up and working with people, getting to know them, building that relationship and following up with them. And obviously in the emails that I send out when people join, or in your packs if you're in my frontline, you would have got a welcome pack and a follow-up process, a guide that I put together. There's loads of stuff on follow-up on the workstation as well, and obviously there is the Maven stroke Sell with Amy app, as it's now called, and that pulls it all through from workstation and is a lifesaver in terms of enabling follow-up wherever you are, whenever you need to. You don't have to have your notebooks with you, it is all on there. But it's huge. You need to have that great system for your customers. You need to know them. You need to know what they ordered. You need to know what they like. When something new comes out and it's relatable to what they've had before, you can use that feedback to follow up with them. But make sure you do it in the right way. You want to, as I say in my guide, you want to be following up at certain times in certain ways. You don't want to be asking for a sale a week later after giving them something. You don't want to be even doing that potentially a month later. You want to be doing that at the third point of contact and checking in with them, because at that point they may well need more. But it's just having that right follow-up system, it's having the right network and relationship with people and having that rapport. And then opportunity packs in terms of your team. You need to have that opportunity pack that we talked about, and obviously that was part of one of the homeworks of day 6, I think it was, having that opportunity pack ready and waiting to go. So I will be updating mine again, and I will be sharing it on our team group at some point when I've done that, and because it's a working document for me, I update it all the time, and I retweak it based on feedback that I get, on questions that get asked. I just update it all the time to make sure I'm trying to cover that off. Going live about your products, so when you get an order arrive, go live, even if it's just showing like a big pile of orders, just make it attractive, lay it all out on the table, and just go live with it and show it all off. Go live when you're changing how to change the wax in your warmer. Go live when you've got a new warmer to show and you know that it will look great in a video, in more of a real life scenario. Talk about joining, talk about that opportunity that's available to them, again in that attraction marketing way. Go live about the opportunity because it is amazing. Open houses, like a home party, but much less formal. So you have people come in and out between a certain time, and it's those that you invited. It's not an open house as in a free-for-all necessarily. You drop invites around to your neighbours, you set up an event, you tell people about it, you message people about it, and they can just come between, say, a 2-hour slot, and they can look at new stuff, they can see new scents. It doesn't have to just be a new catalogue transition. They're great times to do it. But you can do it mid-season, you can do it whenever you like. Just have an open house. When you first launch your business, open houses are amazing and a real key way of unlocking things like shooting star. But further on in your business, they are great too, and don't forget that they are so powerful. It's easy, you're at home, you just invite people in and out as they like, and they can have a quick look and or stay the whole time, whichever works for them. So it's a really great way of building relationships with people and getting to know your neighbours as well. And then opportunity events, they're a great thing to have. We've obviously got our Fab Opportunity Facebook group that we add people to. We've also done that as an evening at the time as well. So the videos, some of them were live, some of them were pre-recorded. Things were answered there and then, but it's obviously there as a tool. But do something like that if you'd like to in your group, or even an evening at your house, an open opportunity evening, that kind of thing. There are so many options that you could try. And then, of course, you've got social media, you've got a Facebook profile. That is part of your business. Your profile is part of your business. So be mindful of what you're posting on that. It's your window to your customers. A lot of your customers will be friends and family, and you'll make customers your friends and family because you'll be building those nice relationships. So be mindful of what you're posting on your profile. Keep it positive. If things aren't going right in life, you can still share that, but always make sure that there's that positive outcome at the end, that there's the silver lining, or, you know, this happened, but at least I've had this, or, you know, just make sure that it's real and it's authentic, but it's capturing people in the right way. It's attracting people to you as a person. It's so important. And then you have your group, you have a page. The difference between a group and a page on Facebook: groups build communities, pages are more businessy and capture people that you don't necessarily know and work on that cold, unknown market. They capture people that might not know. Obviously, it's still a great way for your customers to keep in touch as well, but it's more about attracting people in. Your group is more customer focused. They know what Scentsy is, or they know you already, that kind of thing, or they've been added in by a friend and they have that community feel. That's the kind of main difference between them. And then obviously Instagram as well, and you can link your Instagram to your Facebook page, so you can post on Instagram and it will post on your Facebook page as well, which is really handy. But again, Instagram is very image heavy, whereas Facebook is a little bit more wordy. Still, image is still important, but obviously in Instagram, the picture is what is key. So all of these will enable you to be consistently working towards your goals. You have to keep going. You have to keep doing that plan, do and review. It's a continual loop, and I can't stress that enough. It's continuous. You just keep doing the tasks and you keep reviewing them, and then you plan and do them again and again and again. It's a continuous loop, and always look for ways to improve in that review process and go again. And as I say, schedule a power hour. There is tools to help you with that. One of the good things I found on Workstation is this power hour worksheet, and I'll put the link up. I've got quite a few links to put up and stuff as well, so I'll do that once the course has ended, but I'll put this one up today. This is a daily power hour sheet, and it gives you a thing. So you can print this out so you've got it every day, or you can just get used to using it and then you won't need it in the end anyway. You can just do it from habit, because once you make something a routine over time, it becomes a habit and you will do it without thinking. My power hour happens without any thought. It is a habit of mine to do what I do, and I do it every day consistently. So in here it's got today's top goals, so you can put 3 things that you must get done today. obviously the date, your monthly goal of your PRV, your current goal, daily stats on here, follow-up network check-in, vital behaviours, others, to-do lists, and sharing the opportunity on there as well. You don't have to print it every day, but you can use it as a guide and work through it all. But it's a fab tool to help you plan and be more efficient with that hour and making sure that you're doing it all. And it comes with a guide as well to help you focus on that. So that is it for today. A little bit of a long one because I wanted to make sure that we covered off some more of the tangible actions as well. So obviously your homework will be to watch and interact with this live. I want you to create a daily and a weekly task list and build those into a routine so that they become habits. Schedule that power hour as well within that. Then some tangible actions. I want you to go off and I want you to talk to people about parties. So I want you to get 2 parties booked to hold them within the next 4 weeks. So that's 2 parties. Now I'm not saying they have to be home. I would like one of them at least to be home, but that could be a basket party, it could be a pouch party or an online party as well. So one of each ideally, one home and then one of the other types. But it has to be something that you go off and book today, not something that's already in your diary and planned. Something today that you go off and you go and talk to your people, you connect to those people we talked about before, and you go and get a party booked for the home, at least one, and then one other side as well. So you can either do 2 home parties or 1 home party and one of something else that's booked to go out and go and do within the next 4 weeks. And then I want you to prepare 2 borrow bags and give them out within the next 2 weeks. So take nice photos as well. Once you set them up, lay them out on a table, make them really attractive so that you can use that imagery going forward as well. But get those 2 and give them out and get them to do reviews, review your experience as well. If you're already doing them, review your experience and enhance where necessary based on some of the stuff that you've learned from this course and other areas that you've learned from as well. But do prepare to take some photos of them, upload those photos to the group, and then let us know how you're getting on about handing those 2 out. But again, it has to be 2 that are handed out from today, task today, not ones that you've already have booked in. This is new people. So hopefully that's all great and good work for you guys. I'm really excited that tomorrow at 10 AM we will have a guest speaker coming on. Really excited for you to listen to our guest. So amazing, such an amazing lady. So I will leave it all there and I will speak to you all soon. Have a great day and I will see you talking to you on day 10 now, because obviously it'll be our guest speaker tomorrow on day 9. So have a great day and I hope you all have fun. Take care. Bye.